Let's talk about it. That man cannot afford you. Hi, everyone. My name is Corinne. I talk about all things sex, self love, and thriving in your singleness. And a lot of women talk to me and they say, well, Corinne, I can have sex and I can do whatever it is that I want to do. And to that, I'm going to say no. But I know that everybody is not going to follow my advice. Please know that you should. This is not even my advice. This is like quite literally very spiritual. It's a God thing. It's scientifically proven. But let's say that you want to have sex outside of marriage. To that, I say, okay, let's talk about what he has to come with in order to have sex with you. If a man asks to have sex with you, if a man moves to have intercourse with you, you need to tell him, can you transfer to my account $237,482.08? Because that is the cost over 18 years span, average in America, to raise a child. So when he wants to touch you, tell him to transfer $237,482.08 to your account, and you'll think about it. Some people may laugh, but I'm very serious. I'm like actually very serious. Because if you're going to give your body to an unproven man, at least have some kind of insurance policy that if he chooses to leave you and you get pregnant, or he does not want to be in your life anymore, that you at least, at the bare minimum, have money to take care of the child. At the bare minimum. And that's why I titled this video, He Cannot Afford You. That's why marriage is much better. Because then you're not going to need it like that all up front. But in order for me to say, you know what? I don't agree with it. It's not God, like it's not nature's law. But if you're going to do it, tell him to transfer $237,482.08 into your bank account, and you will think about it. That number is, I'm not making that number up. You can Google average price to raise a child in the United States, and that is what comes up. Ladies, that is what you are signing yourself up for a man who told you you were cute. For a man who calls you his girlfriend, invites you on a couple trips, pays for some dates, wants to sleep with you with no protection, and then decides, not a good fit. That's what happens when you allow men to try you on and then return you. And that may sound harsh, but that is basically what a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is. That's why a lot of women are heartbroken over boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, because they have allowed this man to act as a husband, take her body, take her time, emotional intelligence, feminine energy, and then he's like, yeah, not going to work for me anymore. And that's very hurtful to us. And at the bare minimum, if you are going to sleep with a man, he owes you money. It's just, some people are not going to like it, and it's going to sound very crude. But I would rather you have money to take care of your child and skip out on having to be a single mom and doing it all by yourself, because people don't think that's crude. People may think what I'm saying is crude, but no one's going to say, oh, poor single mom who has to work 2 jobs just to make the ends meet, who has to run herself raggedy and raise these kids, who has to deal with anxiety, who has to deal with, answering the child's questions of where's the father, and she has no clue. No one thinks that's crude. But the fact that I'm telling you to have that man transfer money to your account will be the crude idea. Because they have given women the short end of the stick and told you that it's the fun end of the stick. Your body. Do what you want, girl. They have lied to you. Common culture, unfortunately, some of your family members, some of your parents, some of your girlfriends, they have lied to you and told you You go, girl. And if you do not believe me, go up to a single mother and just ask her about a typical day. How does she manage? How does she do it? I know a lot of single mothers. I have not met one single mother who has not struggled. I have not met one. Not one. Even if she had money, then she didn't have time. If she had time, she didn't have money. If she had all of those things, she still wanted a partner. And it doesn't even mention the things, the psychological effects of a child not having both of their parents is something. I'm going to make a whole nother video about that. It's a very big deal. Children are harmed and wounded when they do not have two parents. It's like their sense of stability is gone. And so if you are going to roll the dice, then tell that man transfer $237,482.08 into your account. And the same way he's going to look at you as if you've lost your mind is the same way you need to look at him. Because there is a responsibility that a man holds when he has intercourse with a woman. Hold him accountable. And the number I gave you is, once again, the bare minimum. What would be better is his presence. What would be better is his masculine energy. What would be better is his grounded energy. What will be better is his protection. What will be better is his guidance. But since the only thing you can secure is money that you can have tangible, guaranteed in your bank account, then take it. Take it. It is insane the amount of stories, and myself, the things I've done. Anything I feel like sometimes I just was so stupid. So I'm not just saying this to shame anyone. I'm saying this because women need to be sat down and given the very big picture. The very big picture. And we have been fed Disney movies. We have been fed, go girl go, working woman work. You can do it. You go, you glow girl, you go girl. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Are there children who have come from successful single-parent households? Absolutely. But out of how many children is that? How many children? 1/3 of all children under 18 of the households, 1/3 of the households are led by a single parent, and 81% of those are led by a mother. So if you have intercourse and you get pregnant, you are most likely, especially if the man is not your husband, can you imagine being pregnant, needing support, and then having to think and worry about if your partner even wants to have the child with you? Maybe being happy / excited / nervous, and then having to think, oh my God, if I tell him this information, he'll run. I cannot imagine how utterly broken and defeated I would feel to know that I'm carrying a life, and if I told the person who helped me make it, it could be the end of our relationship. But that's what so many young women are facing, and we're still you go girl, you glow girl. I'm so over it. I literally cannot. I don't care. You don't like it, click out. But there are going to be young women who listen to me, and it's going to save their lives. Because this is a lot of misinformation. You are not a workhorse. You are a woman. You quite literally do not have a lot of testosterone in your body, which helps you get things done. You cannot work hard all your life and still be okay. Now, hear me. You can work all your life, because there are like people who do professions like they farm and they garden and they're like in tune with nature, and that's a very different. But like the hustle and bustle, the 9 to 5 grind, the corporate culture, the barely making ends meet, not having time for community, it doesn't work. It does not work. So tell that man to transfer. Next time he touches your leg, I want you to send, like, as he's doing it, unlock your phone, send a request for $237,482 as he's touching your leg, and tell him, if you want to touch me, this is how much you owe me. And look him dead in the eye. Because he gonna look you dead in the eye when he asks for sex. Send him a request. And I bet you'll kill the mood. Because there are responsibilities that comes along with being a sexually active man. There are responsibilities that come along with being a sexually active woman. Tell him to transfer the money to your account, and you will think about it. And that's my little spiel today. I do not advise you to do it. But if you must, and once again, don't do it. But if you have to, and once again, don't do it. But if you feel like it's just the world is going to end if you don't, bare minimum, cover yourself as a woman. And that's not even the bare minimum. That's like, that standard is like, that's not even a standard. But like I said, if you must, I'm always going to tell you don't do it and wait till marriage. But some people are like, Corinne, that's too much, that's too long. Okay, bare minimum, cover yourself. And I keep saying bare minimum, but that's not even the bare minimum. So I don't even have a word for that. I don't even have a word. But if you must, tell him to transfer the money into your account. It's not mean, it's not rude, it's not gold digging. That's the average price to raise a child. So the next time that man, y'all in the mood, you at his house, is getting hot and heavy, and he start pulling out your pants, remember that the average price to raise a child is $237,482.08. And until he transfers that into your account, you will not be laying down with him. Kill the mood real quick. Remind him you are not his wife. Yeah. I promise you, he loves me so much. You'll start to see. Because as a sexually active woman, you are taking more hits and more deficits than he is, and you don't even realize it. It is not the same. It is not equal. Not even close. So why on God's green earth would you put yourself in a deficit for a random man? A man who can block you and never talk to you again. A man who can fall off the face of this earth and you would not know where he is. Why would you do that? Like, I know why, because I've been there. But I'm telling you from the other side, no. It's almost like laying on a train track and then being like, I don't know why I got hurt. You laid on a train track. Like, I know exactly why you got hurt. So that's one of my tips. And honestly, this is such a great toolkit because this is probably top 5 toolkit that I'm going to start teaching my clients is this number. Tell a man this number. As disgusted as he is that you would ask him for that much money, be as disgusted that he would ask you for your body. So when you tell him, yeah, if you want to have intercourse with me, the average amount that it takes to raise a child is $237,482.08. How would you like to pay that? As disgusted as he's going to be that you would ask him for that amount of money, be as disgusted that he would ask you for your body without marrying you. Be that disgusted. Play the game of disgust back and forth and see who wins. And I bet you it will be you. Because women and men do not have the same stakes when it comes to sex. In most cases, girl, you lose. Even in having a baby with your husband, you are the one who has to put your life on the line. You are the one who has to change your eating habits for 9 months. You are the one who has to get up and throw up. You are the one who has to have the migraines, who has to have the ankle swells, who has to have the preeclampsia, and all the other things that come with being pregnant. It's you. Even when you're married, you get the shorter end of the stick. So why would you do it for a random man? A rando off the street. And just so we're clear, any man who is not your husband, who you are romantically interested in, I refer to as a man off the street because you just don't know him for real. You don't know him. So I say like that random man, you could be dating him for 3 years and I'd be like, oh, that random man. Yep. Like that random man. Because we are giving men way too much access to our minds, to our hearts, to our bodies, to our souls. And then we wonder when we break up, why are we so devastated? He did not deserve to be there, period. He did nothing but take you on a couple of dates, maybe buy you a couple of birthday gifts, and tell you you are pretty and touch you. That's like all he did. And you gave him your feminine energy. You gave him emotional intelligence. You gave him your body. You gave him access to your womb. You gave him access to creation energy. That, by the way, he used to build himself up so he could go get his dream girl. You did that. You did that. Like, no. If you're going to do it, I do not advise, once again. But if you're going to do it, send that man a request for $237,482.08 and see his face. Because that needs to be how disgusted he is how disgusted you need to be that he would ask to have sex with you and not marry you. And not be committed to you, and not want to protect you, and not want to provide for you, and not want to give you access to his family so the family can help raise the child, and access to his network so, your child can have, like, helpful aunties and uncles in case y'all are ever in need. Like, there are just so many different things that is so disrespectful about a man having your body and not being your husband. That is ridiculous. And I want you to know that, like, the reason I say random man, I'm also going to make a video about this. The reason I say random man is that women are so excited by the thought of a man that we will start to project into the future who we could be with him and who he could be. So stop. That's why I call all the men I date random men. I could know them for a month, a year. That is a random man. Because we have to train ourselves as women to stop giving him that much credit. Girl, he's not doing that much for you. He's not that great. That doesn't mean he's not a great person. But he's not as great as you're making him out to be. My man, my man, my man, my man. Okay, girl. Okay. But your man could wake up tomorrow and decide that he wants to leave you. And so could a husband. But first, I think it's like 91% of all divorces are initiated by women. So that's first. And second of all, it is harder to leave a marriage than it is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. There's money. There's assets. There's families involved. Maybe there's some kids involved. And then you have to explain to, your children why mommy and daddy don't live in the same house anymore, and why mommy and daddy are getting divorced. And then you have to hire divorce lawyers. And most people are just like, ooh, that's a lot. Let's just work on it. Like, divorce is just a lot. There are some benefits to you as a woman and in security and stability to be married. You don't have to like it, but it's true. So take these men off this pedestal. Once again, I love men. I think men are great. But I don't give men a very high position romantically in my life. I don't do it. Now, my default is to do it. I have had to train myself out of doing that. And I've had to remind myself, Corinne, this is not your man. This is not your husband. Relax. So I'm telling you, relax. And once again, don't do it, but if you're going to, tell that man transfer $237,482.08 into your account, and you'll think about it. Watch the disgust on his face, and then you'll see how he really feels about you. Yeah. It'll become real clear real quick. Thank you all so much for listening. As always, I am super, super grateful. Please do not forget to hit the like button and comment. I'm so grateful for my new subscribers and for the people who have been listening to me. I really do hope that this helps you. I know that sometimes the things that I say sound really rough, but I would rather you hear 30 minutes of me giving it to you straight than you have to spend 18 years raising a child by a man who doesn't love you or care about you. So that's just a trade-off. And if that's the trade-off, then that's the trade-off. You know what I mean? Like, if that's 30 minutes is rough and 18 years isn't rough, then, okay. Like, I really have to get to that point where, like, women just need to hear it straight. So that's what I'm doing. I really do hope that you all are enjoying this content. Please share it with anyone you think it would benefit. I know there are so many young girls who need to hear this. They're going to be like, what? Yeah, they need to hear it. So please share it. Any fathers who have young daughters, or, uncles who have young nieces that they really care about, I would really appreciate it so we can start spreading the word. Also, below in the description box, I have my courses. They are all out. They are all live. And if you ever want to have any one-on-one coaching time with me, the calendar is also there for that. I love to hear experiences from you guys and to get clients, people I don't even know off of YouTube and Instagram. Is just so beautiful and it's so special to me. And I love making that connection and being able to help women through becoming sexually selective and thriving in their singleness and self-love. It's just like a passion of mine. And those one-on-one coaching sessions, basically what we do in them, we define what it is that you want to work on. For most people, it is starting to become more sexually selective and learning how to date being sexually selective, and the healing process after a breakup, because a lot of the women who I coach have already been sexually active, and we go through the healing process of letting go of past flames, of past exes, of healing from that, and then really owning their sexual power and turning that into a business or creation energy, or using it for their health and their vitality, and to build themselves up as a woman with that energy that they were just kind of, giving away to past partners. So that's what coaching sessions typically look like. I do offer one-on-one and group coaching, but for group coaching, that's not going to start until January, but one-on-one sessions are still available. So thank you all so much for listening, and I cannot wait to hear you in the next one and see you in the next one. Bye.